Hey, long time no talk at your ear holes, huh? Welcome back to whatever this is. This is a series where we explore the origins of Samus Aran and the Metroid games' stories. Yeah, I have been absent for a while, but I've been pretty busy. And people broke up with me on Discord and Twitch and whatever, but I just want to say that people deal with stressors in life differently, and my best way to deal was to distance myself from the internet and social media as a whole. As far as coming back to Twitch, that's a different story, and I don't really have a big hankering to go back to streaming on that platform, as they're kind of icky. I might do random streams on there, and you know the best place to find out when and where I'll do that? In my Discord server, obviously. I'll have links to all my stuff in the description below, so I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to have you all back on this journey with me, let's do the thing. I'm sequence breaking my own rules here a bit, but we all waited 19 years for this game, without even knowing that we waited for it. Metroid Dread existed in development hell for an amount of time that would make top 10 lists that have Duke Nukem Forever near the top start to sweat. I'll also have you know that it took me the entire 3 months between announcement and release of the game to secure a copy of the special edition. Oh, and while we're at it, screw you, Kotaku, for basically telling everyone to pirate this game. Metroid as a series needs all the help it can get. And while Dread may have already outsold Samus Returns, that really means nothing because that game came out at the end of the 3DS's life cycle, basically, and it was a remake. This is the first new mainline game we've received since Other M, I guess? There's been 11 years between Other M and Dread, so please, if you like Metroid, make sure to buy a copy of this game, okay? Metroid Dread started as a Nintendo DS title, but was cancelled because of the limitations of the system at the time. It was actually cancelled twice, seemingly alluded to or joked about in Prime 3, then finally resurrected for good by developer Mercury Steam, who was also in charge of Samus Returns for the 3DS. And you know what? Mercury Steam has killed it with Dread. At the making of this video, the game is still relatively new to the market, having released on October 8th, 2021. I'll try not to spoil much, but I do want to warn anyone and everyone here, there could be some spoilers for this game and maybe even Metroid Fusion. So here you go, I'll give you some time to pause or exit or whatever you need to do. Okay? Cool? Awesome. In the opening cutscene of Dread, we see that the Federation has received video footage showing a surviving X-parasite on planet ZDR. They send several EMI robots that are capable of extracting DNA from things to investigate. Of course, they vanish after arriving at the planet and are not heard from again. Samus is then dispatched to see what's happened as she has immunity against the X. After arriving, with no crash landing this time, she is attacked by a living Chozo who knocks her out and steals her powers. After regaining consciousness, she finds herself unable to access the surface of the planet where her ship waits. Samus finds, in her exploration of the planet, that the EMI robots are still there, but have been reprogrammed and attack her immediately. And oh my god, this is where the dread in the game comes into play. The EMI portions of this game give me real anxiety. It breaks up the gameplay loop, which is great and beautiful, very nicely, but gives me a sense of, oh no, not this area again. Do I really have to? You are unable to damage the robots at first and really have no chance. You have to run, but they relentlessly chase you. This immediately reminded me of the Xenomorph in Alien Isolation, which is another of my favorite games. Each one you encounter has more and more abilities as well, so it's not a case of being able to dodge appropriately or get your timing correct. They will catch you. You're given a very tiny window to escape once one does catch you. I think I've been able to escape maybe twice ever. Even if you do, you only get a few seconds head start before they're back at it. This game is amazing and I love this change of pace. You can destroy the central units, an AI similar to Mother Brain, and use their powers to defeat the EMI. The EMI are both my favorite and least favorite portion of the game. For one, they're a great secondary puzzle almost. It seems like they have a set path each time you enter the areas that are marked by these weird fractal doorways, so you can definitely use that to your advantage if you don't even want to see one, simply by entering one way and exiting immediately through the next doorway, then going right back in. What bums me out is that it's basically just trial and error and not a big spectacle like the boss fights in the game are. The boss fights are definitely 2D Metroid style all the way, but with a lot of added flair. I mean, people found a separate way to kill Kraid like the day after the game was released by using a power you aren't supposed to have yet. They programmed that shit in, knowing that people would sequence break this game, and then it rewards you for it. The goal through the game is to find if the X-Parasites are still existing on this planet, and how or why that is. I don't want to spoil anything yet as the game has just released, as I said, so if you'd like a more in-depth look at the story, let me know. The second half of the game dumps a whole lot of information, and I'd love if everyone can play this and experience it. It really is worth it. There's a lot of cool new powers we haven't seen in a Metroid game before, and of course the return of faithfully great ones as well.